क्या आपने कभी सुना है कि दो लोग सेम स्कूल से पढ़े, सेम एजुकेशन क्वालिफिकेशन था, सेम बोर्ड था, लेकिन अल्टीमेटली एक बहुत आगे निकल गया और एक पीछे रह गया। एक के पास वेल्थ बहुत ज्यादा है और दूसरे के पास वेल्थ बहुत ही कम है, और वो दूसरा वाला स्ट्रगल कर रहा है। व्हाई दैट हैपेंस? क्यों ऐसा होता है कि एक बहुत सक्सेसफुल हो जाता है और एक ज्यादा सक्सेसफुल नहीं होता? Is because the right set of thinking patterns. And in this today's video, I'm going to tell you the pattern thinking of successful people. Like how does a successful person thinks, right? और मैं आपको ऐसे सेवन माइंडसेट, आज मैं आपको ऐसे सेवन माइंडसेट हैक्स, सेवन माइंडसेट ट्रिक्स बताने वाला हूँ, with the help of which you can start thinking as a person who is successful. Think like a CEO kind of thing. All right. So इस वीडियो को एंड तक देखना और इस चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर लो, because I keep on uploading these kind of videos so that it helps you in a very better way. Okay. By the way, I'm Nikhil Bahl. I'm a startup entrepreneur. I have two successful startups, and we are generating 1 crore plus every single month. And I have 8 different businesses where my investments are. And I have been my whole passion is around business. My whole passion is around growing the entrepreneurs so that they can grow the business, right? So I predominantly work under the same criteria of personal and business development space, where I can help entrepreneurs grow themselves and they grow the business as well. All right. And this is what I love doing. And in today's video, I'm gonna exactly tell you the seven thinking patterns which makes rich stay rich and which makes poor stay poor. All right. This is gonna be a very important video for your life, if I say. Okay. Number one key point and the number one thinking pattern that I have observed in the successful people is that number one is thinking. I have seen that most of the successful people and the most people who have the richness, they always think long term. Now, what is the short term thinking and what is the long term thinking? इसमें होता क्या है? Basically, short term thinking is like, how will I be able to match my finances next month? How will I be able to earn my money for the next 1 month? How will I be able to pay the bills for the next 1 month? Okay. This is like a thinking which I call as a survival thinking. And there is nothing wrong with the survival thinking. See, every successful person, you see today, as कभी ना कभी वो सर्वाइवल थिंकिंग के मोड से आगे निकला है, राइट? तो सर्वाइवल इंस्टिंक्ट हम सबका है. इफ यू आर अ ह्यूमन बीइंग, यू विल हैव अ सर्वाइवल इंस्टिंक्ट. सो देयर इज नथिंग रॉन्ग विद द सर्वाइवल इंस्टिंक्ट, बट इसको हमें जानना है और इससे हमको क्या करना है? इससे हमको आगे बढ़ना है. इस सर्वाइवल इंस्टिंक्ट्स को से आगे बढ़ करके, दिस इज व्हाट आई कॉल एज अ यू नो देन यू डेवलप a middle class mindset, and then a rich class mindset. And a rich class mindset is very, very needed for today's time if you want to scale your career, if you want to grow in your business, if you want your kids to be able to grow as well. सो नंबर वन इज थिंक लॉन्ग टर्म, विच मीन्स अगर आप कोई बिजनेस स्टार्ट कर रहे हो या आपका कोई अभी भी रनिंग बिजनेस है, एंड यू वांट टू इम्प्लीमेंट स्ट्रैटेजीज, ओके, और वो आप स्ट्रैटेजीज इंप्लीमेंट कर रहे हो, लेकिन आप बार बार ये सोच रहे हो कि अगर ये स्ट्रैटेजी इंप्लीमेंट करूंगा तो मेरा नेक्स्ट मंथ का कोई लॉस ना हो जाए, ब्ला 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 ब्ला, राइट? यू नीड टू थिंक इन टर्म्स ऑफ, क्या ये स्ट्रैटेजी मुझे नेक्स्ट 1 साल में हेल्प करेगी? अभी रिसेंटली इफ आई टेल यू, वी हैव इन्वेस्टेड ह्यूज चंक ऑफ मनी ऑन अ मूवी दैट वी हैव क्रिएटेड, एंड आई नो वो अभी के अभी पैसा नहीं देगी, but in long term, which means maybe in the next 6 months, maybe in the next 8 months, we start earning profits from it. So I have not built that movie just on the case of ki bhai, it will give me money instantly. Business sometimes is not about instant money. And successful people knows this trick, that instant money is not going to be your solution, right? Instant money is not going to be your solution sometimes. So, this is and even in business, you need to be 10 steps ahead. And so, if you don't have a long term thinking, perhaps you won't be ever be able to Anticipate better things. Yeah, anticipation has a lot bigger power. आप अपने customers को anticipate करो, what how they what will they say the next. Anticipate your team, anticipate your vendors, anticipate the time ahead. 5 साल बाद क्या होने वाला है और उसको आज स्टार्ट करो. राइट, एप्पल देख लो आप, टेस्ला देख लो आप. all these big companies, all these successful people knows this one very important trick, which is you need to think long term. Okay. Number 2 point is number 2 point is ask better questions. I have seen most entrepreneurs, most successful people, they have the strategy of asking better questions because they know this. For example, if you are in a client meeting, what does a startup entrepreneurs or the person who don't have a right mindset, he keeps on informing about his company, he keeps on informing about his team, he keeps on informing about the vision, he keeps on informing about what they have done and all of that stuff. Well, client doesn't give a shit about that, right? So what you need to do is when you're sitting in a meeting, you ask better questions. For example, let's say if your client says, I don't have time for, for this product right now, or he says, I don't have money for this product right now. Okay. Then you ask a better question saying, uh, sir, what if I match the price that my competitors have given you in the past? Would you be going with this? Or you ask the question says, what's stopping you? Right? So ask better questions, which means ask the right set of questions. तो जो right set of question आप form कर पाओगे ना, you'll be able to form when you start asking better questions. And it's not only in the case of, see, you always need to remember one formula of business. It's never sell, always, always be sold. This is a very Wa- This this is a very powerful formula of selling, which is never sell to a customer, always be sold. Never sell to the customer, always be sold. The meaning of this is very deep. Don't just sell to a customer. Ask him better questions so that he sell you himself. He gives you the card ki bhai, you give me your products and services. This is the powerful deal maker. This is a powerful sales maker. And I've seen the most successful people of the world, they first develop the skills of selling and then marketing. Oops, sorry about that. All right. Selling and marketing, these both are the fundamentals of success because everything is sales, right? You're going somewhere, you're selling your ideas to your team, you're selling your products to your clients, you're selling ideas to your vendors. What do you want? And then marketing. So the great leaders who the world admires, you see Steve Jobs, you see Elon Musk, or you see even our politicians, Narendra Modi. You see these people, right? They are very good salespeople. Okay. So the number two pointer that you always need to remember is you need to ask better questions. Very powerful stuff. Okay. Now, point number three, very important, is I would encourage you to take notes because it's going to be very important. Okay. Or take notes over here. All right. Take ownership. What do you mean by take ownership? See, the people who have a survival instinct, even now, the survival mindset, they work on excuses, complaints, blames. These are the small things That takes a big, these are the small things that take big energy from you. These are the small things that take, these are the small things that take big energy from you. Take ownership means that you need to take ownership and think in the term of your energy. See, who you surround yourself with is going to be your energy. Who you sit with long time is going to be your energy. For example, if you sit with a person who blames, complains, who is negative, you will become negative. If you sit with a highly positive person, highly energetic person, you will become energized, energetic. Okay. Take ownership means start taking responsibility of things. Whatever your teammate did wrong, whatever any salesperson did wrong, whatever thing happens in your family, you are responsible. And this is a very powerful fundamental that you always need to remember in business, or if you want to be successful, is always take responsibility, take ownership. They don't waste energy blaming the I've seen successful people don't just, you know, drain their energy or waste their energy in talking about, complaints about, blame the government, blame the economy, blame their boss and stuff. But they take ownership and they see that how can I transform, how can I change this system, how can I work through it so it becomes much better. This is the rich mindset, this is the successful mindset. And for, and if you really want to be successful, you have to think like this in order to become that, because thinking equals becoming. It's not becoming equals thinking. Most people work on, I want to become this, but they don't see that the energy it will be taking from you of how can you become that. Most people think about, I want to become a CEO, I want to become an entrepreneur, I want to become a content creator, I want to become a social media expert, I want to run an agency, I want to build a 100 crore business. That's good. But who are you in the journey? It's not what you build outside. It's not what you build outside. It's about what you build inside first. If your inside is squeezed, if your inside is not powerful, if your inside is blaming, if your inside is complaining, if your inside is negative, if your inside is toxic, you will not be able to build something outside really crazy. If there is a conflict, if there is a conflict going inside, there always be the conflict outside. Okay. So there's a very powerful fundamental that you have to implement in your business. Uh, that your inner life equals your outer life. Your outer life is not equals to your inner life. Inner life, you have control over your inner life. You don't have control over your outer self. A little bit of control you have, but the most biggest control you have is on your inside world. How do you think? How do you feel? Okay. Uh, what is your mental state? What is your energy state? What is your physical body state? Right. So number three was take ownership. Stop blaming. Stop complaining. Stop excuses. Be real. It's your mistake. Be real. Okay. Number four, what do successful people do is they create systems. They build systems. Very powerful stuff. Most of the people are obsessed about their future. Okay. Most of the people are obsessed about their weight loss. But how many of them are able to lose the weight in the given span? A lot of people set their resolutions, set their goals on 1st January that this year I'll be able to achieve this. By 20th or 25th January, they forget it. And the reason they forget is they don't have created systems to achieve their goals. And if you are watching this right now, and if you're not able to achieve your goals in whichever area, is physical health, emotions, relationship, whichever area you're stuck right now and not able to achieve your goals, then you lack systems. You don't lack progress. You're making the progress. Think about it. Aren't you making the progress? You are making the progress every day, every single day. You're making progress. You're becoming a better person, but you lack systems. That's why you don't have those goals with you right now. So you need systems to track goals. You need right set of discipline. You need right set of routine. You need right set of to-do list, of calendar, and list goes on and on. All right. And once you create all of these systems in your life, how will you be able to achieve that? You'll be able to achieve it very fast. For example, the system that I have is um, like every single morning I wake up and at least 30 minutes I do the meditation every single day of my life. I meditate, I work on my routine, and that's when I go out in the world and start working, start meeting people, have meetings and stuff. Because if I'm not fulfilled from within, I will not be able to create the fulfillment outside. All right. So create systems for your inner world and create system for your outer world. Very powerful. Very, very powerful. Yeah. Now the fifth pointer, which is very important, is delay gratification. Delay gratification. Most of the people, most of the survival instinct people who are into their survival mindset, they want instant gratification. Instant gratification. For example, Netflix. For example, scrolling through social media. For example, comfort. What you need to do instead, what I have seen in successful people, as I have met a lot of them, and I have been following these principles myself, that you delay the gratification. Okay, you delay the gratification. So you should not be the person who want instant gratification of things. For example, you invested the money and now you want quick returns. No, it doesn't work like that. You invest the money and you implement the systems and you delay the gratification. Okay, the reward will be coming later on. And you can see, the last time when you felt bored, it was maybe some years or some months back. The moment you feel bored is you take out the phone, you start scrolling, or you just open the Netflix, or you open the iPad, or you open the diary, but you do something. You just keep a laptop on the table. You don't have any work right now, but you still keep the laptop on the table and just keep on browsing some different stuff. Keep on opening the tabs, keep on closing the tabs, right? This is all gratification. So you need to delay the gratification in order to reach that success level. The sixth very important part is think leverage. Survival instinct people are very hardworking. They want to do everything by themselves. So they get an idea of starting their own agency, starting their own business, but they eliminate this fear that, oh my God, I have to do a lot of hard work. I have to do everything alone. I have to pitch my clients alone. I have to sell them alone. I have to work on in operations alone. And that's why you're not able to build a big business because you're doing everything alone. So you successful people use the power of leverage. For example, Steve Jobs was good in marketing. So he came on the stage, he marketed Apple, he knew the branding, he knew the designs, he knew the psychology of people because he was good in branding, marketing. He was not good in operations. So he had a partner who, built all the stuff, who designed all the stuff, and ultimately executed the system. He was the person who think. Steve Jobs used to think, and his partner, this Steve, somebody, he used to operate, he used to execute. So you need to see which kind of personality you are. Are you the executor or are you the thinker? If you are the thinker, then think, and you can have the executor on a co-founder basis. Okay, and always have a co-founder in your company who doesn't replicate your values in your stuff. Otherwise, it will be fights all around. Okay, if you're a marketer, if you're a salesperson, have an operation person on board. Yeah, so think to leverage. For example, if other person have done something great in life, you can learn from them. That's leverage. Yeah. The seventh very important factor is, yeah, never stop learning. Never stop learning. Even now, I have built. I'm we are earning in crores every month. That's what, and but I always learn every single day of my life. I open some lecture, I read some book, I give myself 30 minutes per day to study something. And it's a minimum time. Okay, if I don't have time, 30 minutes per day, still I will devote, maybe in the night, maybe in the evening, maybe in the morning, or maybe if I have more time than 1.5 hour, I learn. Because this is what, what learning does. It keep your cognition high. It keeps your cognition very high. So your brain, works in neurons, as you know. So what learning does, it fires the neurons very fast. So your brain starts working very fast, and the neurons starts working very fast. And this is a very powerful thing, to make your brain act fast, to make your brain think fast, to make your brain think with logic, right? So keep on learning new things, keep on reading, keep on, learning new things, and that's how you'll be able to build a successful business, all right? Or maybe become successful. So these are the seven pillars. You can say these are the seven roadmaps of how can you become successful, how can you think in terms of that, think like a CEO, think like a successful person, in order to build a startup, in order to take your company ahead, in order to take your career ahead, all right? And do subscribe to this channel so that you don't miss the video like this, and share this video to somebody who you want them to become successful, all right? And in the description I have a link of a Google form. If you want me to teach you on business, just fill that Google form, and my team will connect with you, all right? If you want to scale your business and stuff, so you can fill that Google form and my team will connect you with that. Also, subscribe to this channel so you don't miss the video like this. Thank you so much. Stay ahead in your career, and see you in the next video.